What's really good? It's your boy CJ Goodfella. We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. Shout out to the LDBC, the YTBC, and it's cold and a mofo outside. You know, just cut out work early and just dropped the video while I'm warming up the whip. But we here. And speaking on Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, we know he got beat by Sorek 2 times in a row, one at MSG and one out there in Carson, California at the StubHub Center. And, you know, people was, you know, it's funny. I'm going to say this first. It's funny how fans are, you know. Oh, it was a close fight. I thought Gonzalez won. I'm telling everybody what I see in my own eyes. I'm there in the arena. Seen it with my own eyes, you know. I'm like, you know, and I watched it again on TV. I'm like, Sorek won that fight. You know, easily. I thought he won easy by 2 or 3 points. I told him the next time I told the same people, I'm like, guess what? In a rematch, it's going to be easy. He's going to stop him. Exactly what happened. And people say, oh, you just don't like Gonzalez. I had no issue with him. He was in like my number 1 fighter or top 3 fighter at one point on the Boxing Clinic, you dig? So I have no issue with him. But now Roman Gonzalez, Chocolatito, wants to dub Abel Sanchez as his trainer. He cites that Gennady Golovkin trains like a savage, and he wants to try some new workouts and try some new things with Abel Sanchez. Now, I'm going to leave this Boxing Scene article into the description. Shout out to Boxing Scene one time to them for getting this intel. But, you know, honestly, you know, it could work. But usually, I don't really see trainers switching working. You know, for usually when I see guys switch trainers in the long haul, it doesn't really change the fighter to be something that he is like currently. He always reverts back to getting whooped or something happens. Seen with Khan switch trainers several times, the same thing kept happening. You know, Freddie Roach had some good runs with guys revigorating them, but most of them had to do with matchmaking. So if he's matchmade right, and Abel Sanchez can look like a prime Freddie Roach as a trainer, and reinventing Roman Gonzalez and making him back into a pound-for-pound fighter. He has switched trainers before. You know, he switched to an Asian guy that is promoter, which is Asian. I don't know if he's Japanese, Chinese, or Korean. I don't want to, you know, categorize him like that. But he switched to from his old trainer to Asian guy. And I'm like, it ain't gonna work. You know, it just ain't gonna work. I think Abel Sanchez can work with him. You know, they study tape, they find out where you weak at. You know, the air is thinner in Big Bear. So possibly, in my opinion, it could work. I'm not gonna rule this out. I'm not gonna say it's a 50-50 type thing, but I think it could work with the right matchmaking. And that's what Freddie Roach used to do for years. You know, especially with Pacquiao. You know, when he got up in weight, they used to fight guys that catch weights and drain guys, and most of his fighters was tailor made to look good versus certain guys. You know, it was matchmaking as well as Freddie Roach, you know, building confidence. And that's what his confidence building had to do with. Had to do with matchmaking, in my opinion. Because you can't just throw, you know, a guy like Roman Gonzalez, for example, back in there with like a guy like a Nuyuwa or Sorek again. You know, you have to build his confidence up. You got to get the right opponents to build him mentally back up. And mentally, when he started feeling like he's Superman and then Abel Sanchez built that confidence in the gym, then y'all got the understanding, the rapport, the camaraderie is working a little bit better than it was. Then you build that confidence with a big fight and prove that what y'all been working on is gonna work. Same thing with Derek James and Jamel Charlo. They had an already first fight. I forgot who they fought. Then they turned around and fought John Jackson, and it didn't look right. You know, Derek James wasn't able to imprint what he was working on in just 2 fights, but 3, 4 fights, maybe 5 fights he had since then. It's starting to work. You see what I'm saying? Now he's starting to look more the image of what Derek James is doing. And I think the same thing with Abel Sanchez or Roman Gonzalez is gonna have to do. If I was a betting man, I think he can become world champion again, but only if he moves back down in weight. Honestly, 115 was too heavy for him. You know, it's just not for him. And that's first off, that Abel Sanchez needs to get some new. Say, we're gonna do these treacherous Big Bear workouts. We aiming to go back down in weight again. 112, we aiming to go back down. And we gonna get your core together, we want your legs together. Because he said when he got knocked out with Sorek, he was cognitive. He knew everything was going on, but his legs wouldn't work. Kind of like when Donaire knocked that Monteith guy out and his legs went into shock and he started shaking across the ring. He had the will to get up, but his legs wouldn't let him. And, you know, I think they need to start working him back down and weight. And I think he just went a weight class too higher and maybe let the body mature and let him physically start to mature a little bit more. I know he's a little older. Was he about 31, 32? I'm not sure. But, just get that confidence back at 112 and then go back up to 115 and think about rematching Sorek if he's still there and fighting Karadas and fighting him again, fighting Karadas again, fighting Estrada if he the guy. Build the confidence up. I think you need about 3 or 4 more fights at, moving down in weight, the confidence building fights and go for a big fight in about a year and a half or 2 years, in my opinion. Just take your time coming back, You ain't got to be the main event, the number one, event on HBO. I mean, just take your time. Because if you take your time and doing right, you ain't got to worry about what if, Well, what if I would have just took one more fight? What if I just would have did this? Just do it right the first time. Take your time. Rome wasn't built in a day. And I think Abel Sanchez can complete the job of building this guy confidence up just by working with him and showing him new things. Can you show an old dog new tricks? You can show him some new tricks, some things he may not know, but usually when the pressure, get applied, they revert back to themselves. But Abel Sanchez is known for offense and technique. I think just working on a little bit of technique, controlling distance, using what he got. I just think moving down in weight is the remedy for this and just a new scenery with a new coach with Abel Sanchez. That's just my opinion. Let me know what y'all think if Roman Gonzalez can bounce back. This your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with we gone with the Boxing Clinic.